The Maryland Public Service Commission now has the application for the controversial 70-mile transmission line project. While the groups behind the plan say it will be done by 2027, the chair of the group tasked with approval says otherwise. And now the pushback from lawmakers and advocates against the Maryland Piedmont Reliability Project is growing. Fox 45's Mackenzie Frost has the story.
The Maryland Piedmont Reliability Project, or MPRP, now before state regulators. This step comes after months of public hearings.
Starting in October we started presenting what's called our proposal October 18th.
Filled with public outcry.
They have no problem destroying our lives.
They're cramming it down our throats while they're shoving it up our tailpipes.
Now the groups behind the 70-mile transmission line, PSEG and PJM, are pushing for a completion date of 2027, claiming without the new transmission line, Maryland could see blackouts in 2 years. During a Fox 45 News town hall this week, PSEG believes that they want to have this project operational by 2027. Is that timeline realistic?
No. So, I mean, this is not a short process. Even if everybody agreed that this was a good idea, it's not a short process. It's a fairly long, involved process. So I think the expectation that the company has put in their application as to when they think this line will go in service is not realistic.
PSC Chair Frederick Hoover was clear about how fast or slow this application process will unfold. In the application, the groups argue that if this is not done, Maryland could see blackouts as early as 2027. And if you're saying that the timeline to get this project operational by 2027 is not realistic, are you concerned that there will be blackouts in the state?
No. So the power grid that this project's going to be contributed to is called the PJM system.
Right.
It's the largest power grid in the world. They will make decisions as to how to supply electricity as they've been currently doing that. So while the company is contending that this project is needed for that, they have the burden of proof to convince the Public Service Commission that that's true. So I can't really comment on the validity of their arguments about whether or not this is actually a needed project, because we need to hear from not only their contentions as to why this is needed, but any concerns that other entities have as to whether there are other ways to meet this power need, and whether this is the project that needs to be done or there's a different way of doing this.
We reached out to PSEG Friday, asking them to respond to Chair Hoover's comments about the timeline. A spokesperson for PSEG says PJM identified June 2027 as the deadline to avoid severe and widespread reliability issues. PSEG is requesting the PSC to approve the plan by January 2026, adding, quote, "We look forward to working with the Public Service Commission to respond to their questions and address this critical energy infrastructure need for Maryland customers." Governor Westmore declined to participate in the town hall, but in November, before meeting with PSEG and PJM, the governor told me he had concerns with the plan.
Well, unless there's adjustments, I don't see a plan moving forward. I have grave concerns with this, and I've had them for a while. I don't understand how the study area was pulled together without the level of both state and community involvement that was necessary. I don't see how, I still am not certain what the benefit is to Marylanders, and I'm going to stand with the people on this, and I'm going to stand with Marylanders.
Friday, we followed up with his office asking, did you change your mind at all about the project after that meeting? What benefit to Maryland will the project produce? Have you met with the group Stop MPRP? If not, do you have any plans to meet with them this year? Meanwhile, lawmakers are prepping bills surrounding the transmission line. Senator Chris West planning a bill to study the energy needs in Maryland.
The last provision in my bill says that the Public Service Commission is directed to take no action on the application. It was filed 2 days ago until this report comes in and the General Assembly in 2026 has a chance to act on it. So it would stop any decision of the Public Service Commission until the earliest of May 1st, 2026.
Senate Minority Whip Justin Reedy planning a bill to compensate farm landowners if eminent domain is used.
We got to do what we can do to protect the ratepayers.
Democrat Senator Benjamin Brooks from Baltimore County backing a plan to stop eminent domain usage on conservation easements.
I think the landowner has a right. The conservation organization has a right, and we want to protect those rights.
And GOP delegate Jesse Pippy planning a bill to require more transparency, especially when it comes to exploring all alternative routes for the transmission line. We also asked Governor Wes Moore if any of these transmission line proposals will be a priority for him during session. It's unclear how these plans will develop throughout the General Assembly. Lawmakers return to Annapolis on January 8th. In Baltimore, Mackenzie Frost, Fox 45 News.
I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching. Here's another video to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.